If you're looking to get into your first flip and now it's just dawned on you, you're going to need the down payment, closing costs, and hitting those contractors with their payments before the first draw hits. Stick around. Don't do it to yourself. Don't skip off this video because we're going deep on how to cover the down payment on your first fix and flip. Maybe you've just started a course. They told you could get 100% financing using OPM, and now you've realized how ridiculously difficult that is, and you're going to have to go alone. Every lender will tell you that you don't need experience to get approved for a fix and flip loan, and that's true. But it's not the whole story. There's a catch buried in how these loans get structured for first timers, and nobody's telling you what to do about it. So let's fix that. The good news, fix and flip lending is asset-based. So it's based on the asset. Deal gets underwritten on the deal, not your track record as much. However, that will play into your terms and rates. It's experience neutral, deal driven. So here's the catch. Nobody mentions this part when you're going into a hard money lender. Without a completed flip behind you, lenders typically offer lower leverage and require higher cash reserves than they would for an experienced investor on an identical deal. The loan gets approved either way. You just need more of your own cash on the table. So you've got lower leverage as a first timer. You're going to have to bring in higher reserves. The reserve requirements are steeper without a completed exit behind you. Same approval, you're just going to need more cash out of your own pocket to get started. So here's the real numbers, what that gap looks like in dollars on a typical first-timer deal. So an experienced flipper might get 85 to 90% of the total project cost covered. First-timer might get 75 to 80% on the same deal. So on a $250K project, that gap alone can mean tens of thousands of dollars more you need to bring on top of whatever reserves the lender holds back. So 85 to 90% for experienced. Maybe they've done 3 to 10 deals in the past 2 years. You're doing your first, so you're getting 75 to 80% roughly. Risk management. Why lenders do this? This isn't personal. It's how every asset-based lender manages first deal risk. Without a completed exit, the lender has no proof you can finish a renovation and sell on schedule. Asking for more of your own cash offsets that unknown. So you've got no proven exit, no completed flip means no evidence you can actually finish and sell on time. You need skin in the game, as they call it. More of your own money in the deal reduces the lender's exposure. Industry standard, every serious lender in this space does some version of this. So here's the solution. And where does that extra cash come from? Most first-time flippers assume this extra cash has to come out of savings, and that assumption is what stops a lot of good first deals before they start. It doesn't have to come from savings. There are 4 tools that can close this exact gap without draining your own account or requiring a completed flip behind you. So you got rapid gap funding, stacking those cash offers within 3 days to go in confidence, knowing the cash is there, as opposed to asking a family member who could pull out 3 days before close. You can go in with confidence. 0% credit card stacking can stack on top of that, pay those contractors before the first draw. And if you've got equity in a home or even an LLC-owned investment property, you can do a HELOC. When we say clean the file first, I'm talking debt consolidation. So if you're drowning in credit card debt going into your first deal, make sure you use some of that rapid gap funding to pay down the credit cards, lower your utilization. It's the biggest lever you can pull to boost your FICO score to get better hard money rates and terms when you go into closing as well. So tool 1, rapid gap funding. How it works, it's unsecured, no lien, no collateral required, fast funds in 1 to 3 days, and experience free. Underwritten on income and credit, not flipping history. So rapid gap funding is an unsecured term loan, no lien, no collateral, and no questions about your flipping track record. It funds in days and is underwritten against your income and your credit profile alone. This is the most commonly used for closing the first deal cash gap quickly. Once you're in, and once that cash hits your bank account within the 3 days from the rapid gap funding, we can go into tool 2, 0% credit card stacking. And the key here with this 2-step process is if you use rapid gap funding to also consolidate your credit card debt, get it under 30% utilization, you'll be ready for a 12 to 21 month introductory window at 0% interest that can cover the smaller end of your reserve requirement without costing you anything, as long as you have a real plan to clear it before that window closes. So 0% intro rate, no experience required, and have a payoff plan in place. Then there's the HELOC. If you already own a home or investment property with equity, a home equity line of credit is a powerful source for this gap, entirely in your control, not dependent on convincing anyone else to fund you, and it rates typically well below private capital sources. So it's buyer controlled, doesn't depend on any third-party approval or partnership, lower rates, and equity based, requires existing home or investment property with available equity. And this becomes like a super credit card. You become your own bank. You're not having to renegotiate, pay closing costs, origination fees every time you use, pay down, redraw that HELOC to get into the next deal and the next deal after that. Great tool, clean the file first. So this is debt consolidation. This one happens before any of the others actually, if you do need it. Using a term loan to clear existing revolving debt improves your credit file, and a stronger file can improve the leverage and terms you're offered on the primary fix and flip loan itself, the hard money, not just the tools covering your gap. Here's the roadmap. You clear the debt, use a term loan to pay down revolving credit cards. It's the fastest lever to pull to improve your FICO 40 to 80 points in a single reporting cycle, and then unlocks better terms, access stronger leverage and loan pricing, as well as 0% card stacking, or even the terms on a HELOC if you go for that next as well. Do this step before you even apply for the fix and flip loan. Real example, what this looks like on a real first deal. So the scenario is the 250K project, lender covers 78%, leaving you needing 55K to close. Rapid gap funding covers 35 grand, 0% cards 20K, savings account untouched. The result, neither tool required a completed flip, neither touched your personal savings, the gap's closed and the deal moves forward. 55K gap to close, 0 savings used. So be honest with yourself, and this is the honest part. These tools cover the gap. They don't replace doing the deal analysis right, and that part is still entirely on you. It's still debt. None of this money is free. Have a real plan for clearing each piece before you draw a dollar. Maybe it is wise to be in a mentorship or a course so you've got the steps you can learn from others who have done tens of deals. Do the analysis. These tools solve the capital gap, not the deal underwriting or experience. Run the numbers carefully. Now, how we help you structure the right combination. We look at your actual project numbers, your actual gap, then structure the right combination of tools to close it. And if the deal itself doesn't support the numbers, we'll tell you that too, straight. Review your numbers, structure the tools, straight talk. If the deal doesn't support the numbers, we'll tell you. So if you're ready to close your gap, you've got a deal on the table, and if you've got your first flip lined up, you're staring down a bigger cash requirement than you expected, book a call. We'll show you exactly how to close that gap. Head over to gapfunded.com/apply, link in the description below. Head down there, super simple. We'll give you immediate timelines, ranges available to your profile. The key takeaway is what you now know. Approval was never the hard part. The gap is real but closable. Your savings don't have to be the answer. We got rapid gap funding, 0% cards, HELOCs, and credit cleanup can cover the difference. Now, they all stack on top of each other if you go in the right order and know what you're doing. I'm Mick Wadley from Gap Fund. We're talking days, not weeks. Getting approved was never the hard part of your first flip. Covering the extra cash a first timer gets asked for is. Now, know exactly how to close the gap. Head over to gapfunded.com/apply. And if you love this video, you absolutely adored it, smack the subscribe, flog the bell, and I'll see you on the next one.